What's up? What's up? We are live, guys. Hope you are doing good. You know, I noticed the lighting in here. It's not that great, so I'm either going to move the camera closer to me, which is probably the best move, or get another light, or maybe both. But right now, the camera's pretty far, which is nice, but I don't really need it to be that far. So, I don't know. We're winging it, making some little improvements day to day, but we will get through it. And I also turned my mic up too, so hopefully it's not too loud. Actually, I did want to hear it. I mean, I could probably tone it down a bit, huh? So hopefully I can set it here and you guys still hear me fine. I don't know. I'm just doing a test, testing it out. We'll see how it works. But we are going to do an analysis here, a little TA, check out SPY. Anything else you guys might want to see or look at, I'm happy to check it out, give you my thoughts and opinions. Not a financial advisor, but I am happy to give you my thoughts and opinions. And that reminds me, I will be, and I know I said this, Friday, but I'm going to put out a separate video. You know, I tried to make a clip of it from this stream, but I just want to put out a good quality video and let you guys know about the disclaimer and everything that I'm going to have to put in front of videos. Hopefully that helps. We'll see, though. It can be a struggle at times dealing with that YouTube overlords. But anyways, let's get into this before I start rambling on too long. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. And today is a little bit cooler so far, so I'm kind of loving it. It's like the perfect temp in here right now. Don't need the sweatshirt, could lose it, but you know, it's kind of cozy. But anyways, we did an analysis on SPY on Friday, and we looked at the daily. I want to zoom in a little bit here and look at more of a micro trend within the daily and see what we can spot. Now, we can draw some new lines. I'll draw them let's just draw them out for this week, and we can give some predictions here. You know, it is crazy how often TA plays out exactly the way that you line it up. It is absolutely mind-blowing. I've been shocked time and time again. You know, the shock wears off a little bit, but you just feel like, man, how smart am I? But as long as you don't overthink it too much and you're patient, most importantly, let things play out, man. Most of the time you look back, hindsight, you're like, wow, I was spot on if I would have just held on, or if I, didn't cut losses, or yada yada. So get good at TA and trust your gut. Whoa, sitting a little too still here. And after this stream, I am gonna do a after hours. This is the after hour show. I'm gonna do a move over to Kick, and it's a little bit more adult rated, if you will, doing some other content over there. So hopefully you guys can check it out. No pressure though, and I'm gonna put the link in here. The link is down below in the comments, but I know someone was asking last time, and it was after I ended the stream. The comment popped up, and I was like, wow. So just so you guys know, the Kick link is down below in the description. Yes, just double check. So that link is down below if you guys want to go over to Kick. I'm also going to start gaming over there too. I'll probably do some of that on YouTube also, but I think today I'm going to try to hit it up and see how it goes. And when I'm gaming, I might be, it's probably going to be I probably won't have a green screen. I'll probably try to keep it a different atmosphere and switch it up. That way every video doesn't look the same, kind of keeps everyone, more visually entertained. I know it can get personally it can get boring looking at the same thing all the time, although this is a green screen. If you want to look behind me, just for shits and gigs, since I know it's pretty quiet out there right now, I'm not even sure how many people have been notified or whatnot, but it is what it is. Consistency is key, and we'll just keep on going. Check this out though. Boom. Yeah. And what's crazy is that's been hanging for a year when it still has creases in it. Who would have thought? Um, Anyways, let's move on to the analysis. The whole reason we're here. Maybe I should clip this. Maybe not. No, the frustrating thing right now, and like I said, I will dive into it more. I don't want to fixate on it so much, but being demonetized on YouTube and just trying to sort that all out when I've been nothing but completely honest and transparent with all of you guys. That's been my freaking motto from the beginning. So it's frustrating. But anyways, we are looking at the hour chart, and we just drew the top part of this trend line. Let me move my mouse down here. That's better. And we'll draw the bottom part of this. Now let's put this in red just to represent the resistance. I'm not going to lock it yet just in case I want to make some slight adjustments. And down here, if you look at the MACD and the RSI, you can see on the hour we're slightly oversold because we had that sell-off during the end of day today. So we'll see how it plays out. You know, we are in this uptrend. And within the greater uptrend, we're still within uptrend. You'll find the closer you zoom in, the more micro trends you can find, depending on the time frame you're trading. That's what you really want to look at. If you're looking for quick in and out trades, I mean, the 15 or 30-second chart helps a lot with that, or the 100 tick chart, whatever you might be trading. If you're trading futures, you might be looking at a 100 tick chart to give you the kind of same feeling that a 15 or 30-second chart would on SPY. But yeah. So there is the resistance, and that's through Friday, right? What's 25th? That'll do, pig, that'll do. And we'll make this one green. And I think should be pretty legit. Now the only positive thing that I could really think about, and I always try to stay positive and optimistic and look at the bright side of things, with the whole YouTube situation and having videos freaking just taken down, so frustrating, is that I get to repost them, I guess, and a lot of you guys might have seen the videos, a lot of you might not have, and that gives me a chance to bring in a whole new audience and to kind of revive those videos, which is kind of cool to do, to be able to repurpose content. Especially when I've spent so much time on some of the videos. Other ones are much easier, but it is what it is. But trying to look at the pros and obviously the cons are being demonetized right before you get that YouTube check. But hey, we're gonna keep pushing. One day we'll get that silver medal. Ain't that right, YouTube? We will figure it out. So yeah, you can see here what we're going to be looking at this week. There's a chance we break below this, but I think this looks pretty strong. The heater does not need to be on. So to the downside, you could see a pullback around 626, 627, and another thing that you'll want to line this up with too, and just keep in mind, is the exponential moving averages. We have the 21, the 50, and the 200 right here, and you want to make sure to take note of those. So if you don't have those on your charts already, strongly recommend them. And then again, like I said, RSI 70, when it's around that range, that means it's overbought. 30 will be oversold. Right now we're somewhere in the middle, so we're basically consolidating within this gap up zone that you can see right here from this morning. So we gapped up, sold off a little bit all pre-market, and is there still a gap? There still is a little baby gap. Baby gap. No pun intended on the baby gap, but there's still a slight gap, if you will, that did not fill. But regardless if it completely filled technically or not, what you'll tend to see when there's a gap up like that in the market is a consolidation that happens within that gap range for the next day or two, if it doesn't continue to run. Sometimes you'll see a gap and it just keeps running. Eventually, though, all gaps do get filled. So just keep in mind and keep your eyes on that. And actually, let's, together, we can mark this off. There is also a feature on Webull where you can show the gaps. I thought I had it on, but I kind of like doing this better because it keeps me more engaged. I have to go back, manually delete it, and that just reminds me to, analyze the chart. And the more you study the history, the better you can, predict the future, essentially. So I have spent thousands of hours looking at the SPY chart, not exaggerating. So this, it might seem hard when you start, and it's okay to be frustrated or confused, but just keep it simple. It doesn't have to be that complicating. You want to look for the trend, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously, everyone's going to do it a little bit different. Everyone's going to have different strategies. You'll find what works best for you. So for this one, I'm going to pull this down here, draw it from right there around 617, and then out through here through the 25th. So, wait. Oh, I need to go a little further. Okay. Through this week. And then come Friday, we can see how well these trends played out. Now this top one looks like maybe I should lift it up a little bit here. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it is going to shock you guys. The more times you do this, the more accurate it becomes, and the more helpful it really is. So you'll see, and the more you do it honestly too, the more you can just picture it in your head without even drawing it. But actually physically putting the lines on there, it helps a lot, especially if you're a visual person. Some people prefer to just go off numbers or trade off of the numbers. I like a little bit of both. But yeah, and so look for support also to the downside. See, we could break this like we did right here, and what happened then is we bounced off that 200 moving average. So I would watch for that to potentially happen again. Could definitely happen. But don't panic. Watch here for support. If it keeps selling off, all right, well then get ready for puts or whatever it might be, But the great thing is, say it all the time, you can make money up and down in the market. It doesn't have to be that hard. And you can start with $10 if you're scared to lose money, Take a swing at it. People spend $10 on all kinds of crap they don't need and learn nothing from it. Worst case scenario, you walk away learning something. Best case scenario, $10 can, keep growing exponentially. There is no limit on it. So the risk to reward ratio is there. And if you've never traded at all, try out paper trading. Webull has excellent paper trading. I strongly recommend everyone take a swing at it. This is what it looks like, and you can customize it to however you want it to look. But for now, we'll go back over here. So looking at the hour, those are kind of those levels I'll be watching for this week. And keep your eyes on the RSI, MACD. During the day, kind of watch to where it's at. You can see on the MACD, we've kind of started to pull to the downside here. But again, look at the chart. The trend is your friend. And it's looking like it wants to continue. But it could pull back to 627 and bounce before it continues to rip. We'll see. It is tricky trading all-time highs, but there is a way and strategy to do it. And that's really watching for those even levels, those 50 cents, $1 marks like you see here. 631.50 was resistance. It's not a coincidence. People just have those numbers in mind. It's a nice round number. And that's where they sell off. And the next thing you know, support breaks. There's not enough buying power. And it is what it is. And then support, came down here to 628.40, 628.50-ish. That's where you see it kind of consolidate. And again, pointing back at that gap, you can see why it is where it is at. It's never a mystery. If you look at the chart, you see, oh, okay, that's why it hit here and turned around. That's why it bounced here. And it's never surprising, honestly. Now, I'm talking specifically about SPY. Depending on the ticker you're trading, it could be manipulated or it could be getting squeezed. Lots of things could be going on. But with SPY, this is something that you can trade every single day. It's going to have the highest volume for options activity. And there's a lot of things you can't trade every day like you do with SPY. So, figure out what works best for you. I started trading penny stock companies, stocks that are only $1, $5, and just buying and selling shares. So you can take all my strategies, honestly, and apply them to basically any, exchange or method. And it's simple, you know. You don't have to overthink it, but always have an exit, always have an entry and exit plan, and always listen to yourself. If you tell yourself you're going to cut losses, do it. Have a plan. So that is SPY for the day. Now, what else can we look at? Let's zoom out here, see what's going on. It is a quiet day. SPY made some moves this morning and then just kind of fizzled out. So looking at the 1 minute chart on SPY now, you can see where I drew that gap from earlier. And this, I just put a little note of all-time high, which is, you know, clearly right here, 631.50. And again, we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to set this alert just right here around the top of that gap. Okay, on this 1 minute chart, you can see that gap indicator that I was talking about that is built in. It's this grayed out area. Lighter gray, I should say. And I'll set my alert to the upside around 6:30. But so much can change overnight, so you never know. And give yourself some wiggle room. If you set them too tight, if you were to set it like 628.50 and then 629, there's a good chance it's nowhere near that realm. And, you know, you miss out on your alert. All right. Let's take a look at the markets in general, see what's going on. Exclusive Meta. X and LinkedIn appeal unprecedented VAT claim by Italy. Italian tax authorities' approach could influence EU tax policy. Rome seeks EU advisory opinion on VAT case against tech giants. Okay. Well, I won't be diving into all that. Exclusive, Blackstone drops out of consortium bid for TikTok. I didn't even realize people are still bidding on TikTok. What are some of the biggest bangers of the day? 371% AIRE. What kind of squeeze was this? Dang. This one from, see, this is a penny stock squeeze right here. From 20 cents to $1. Now, if you're trading something like this on Webull, you have to buy 100 shares if it's less than $1. Just an FYI. There are many platforms that don't have that requirement. Last I checked. So, I mean, E-Trade, for example. Yeah. What's second in line here? Well, it looks like a continue, though. Because this clearly sold off. I don't know what happened with this, but I would guess it was just a short squeeze. TNFA, another short squeeze. Let's look at the top options volume. Total volume. So if you look right here, you can see exactly which contracts had the most volume for the day. And SPY will always be at the top of this list. I've never seen it not at the top. But Q does get very close. So you could see 388,000. You know, it's above a couple of these. But what's interesting is if you look down here and look for any outliers, this is basically what you'll see algorithms do and to catch red flags or to catch whales and look for those outliers. But you can use the platform like this and just scroll through here and kind of take notice of what's moving. I mean, whatever is going on with Open, that open source AI. Open Door Technologies. The rally in Open Door comes despite an uncertain financial outlook And macroeconomic headwinds facing the housing market. The momentum appears to be fueled by retail investor interest, with shares seeing abnormally high volume to start the week. Okay. Meanwhile, broader market data on the housing sector revealed the pending home sales cancellations rose to 15% in June, the highest level for that month on record, according to a report from Redfin. Cancellations have been driven by buyers walking away during inspections or due to financial concerns, while sellers have been increasingly willing to negotiate to close deals. The market remains challenging with elevated home prices, mortgage rates, and economic uncertainty. Yada yada. Okay, well, there's a lot of activity going on here with open. Jeez, that was only 50 cents not long ago. It hit 5.97. Dang. Yeah, look at that chart. It's a nice squeeze. It just rallied this morning. All right, well, I wouldn't chase that one, but you never know. You could keep your eyes on it. SBX, it's another good one to trade if you're feeling risky. $5 spreads, though. What else? Zim. Economic events. What they got going on here? All right, let's take it over here to the custom tab. And you know what, you guys, I'm trying my best. I'm going to try to work to get this a little bit more organized. And let's just pick one of these stocks with high short interests. Beyond Meat. The heck is going on? Beyond Meat squeezing too. Let's see here. Interesting. GameStop, $25. Just sad. iGraph Mining. Let's check out gold and silver. Heard gold was supposed to rally soon. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, it's so close to all-time highs too, I believe. Yeah. Gold is on one. And silver is just hitting all-time highs too. Dang. Wait. No. I take that back, you guys. 2011 silver is really ripping. Wow. I mean, if you had bought silver during the freaking stock market crash, financial crisis, and then sold a few years later, yeah, that's like 7x your money right there. Man, some esports tickers I had. What the heck happened to Activision? I think they merged or something. I'm not even sure. Alright, some of my favorites. Let's take a look at these. Okay. I mean, really, GameStop was one of the best. It does look like it wants to heat up, though. Maybe this is a sign. We should be taking a look at it. I mean, it is breaking out, technically. And right at resistance, so. Oh, at the bottom of a gap, nonetheless. Okay. Wow, 4 alerts on here. Move this one down to 24. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. And 24. What's that? It's getting close to that. 24.50, 75. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes on GameStop tomorrow. I almost want to just grab a share for shits and gigs, to be honest. We'll see, though. I feel like I need music or something. It's just so quiet, and just only hearing my voice is rough. Rough. So, let's go back to SPY real quick. Take a look again. Take a look-see. Here's what we're looking at. For the week, you guys, I know there's thousands of you watching. Please don't all speak at once. It's hard to keep up with it. It really is. It's overwhelming. But here's what we're looking at this week, all right? Watch for support to hold. We're in an uptrend. We're going to ride that uptrend. Ride that wave, baby. Watch for the bounce off 627. If that breaks, heads up, 7 up. Watch out for that bounce off support around the 200 exponential moving average, okay? And if we bounce, watch for this continuation. Watch for some resistance to the upside around the 50s, that dollar mark. Next level of resistance is going to naturally, well, again, 631.50. Oh, knocked the mic over, sorry. The previous all-time high, which was from today. But after that, 632 is going to be the next level. So just bear in mind, all those levels are going to they're going to prove to be resistance points. Now, once in a while, you'll rip through them. That's okay. But when you're in these uncharted waters, literally, that's where you're going to want to watch out for. And then when you pull back, just watch for those previous levels. 628 is going to probably be a support level. I would watch for that to really be the next key support level before we pull back. And then from there, watch within this channel. But because we've already seen 628 once before, and that was resistance, came back, broke through it, that's going to prove to be support. So that's a wrap up on the day. If you guys want to join me over on Kick, I'm going to be over there later today. You can go follow me over there. Link is down below. I believe it is just, it's simple. It's basically what all my names are. But even I say that, but I still have to double check. I think it's just Cactus Pat. I think I am him. So just go over to Kick, Cactus Pat, and follow me there. And I'm gonna be doing some, adult content. Not anything. That sounds horrible. I'm gonna be doing mature content, 18 and up. So I'm not gonna be doing any of that on YouTube. Keeping it G. But anyways, I think I said too much. I don't know. But I'm excited to do that. I'm also going to be doing gaming on YouTube too. But like I said in yesterday's stream, and I'll cover it in an upcoming video, I'm just trying to diversify where I'm streaming. And on Kick, you can be a little bit more loose. You can, I could swear more, not worry about it. I can partake in cannabis or whatever I want to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun over there. So please feel free to hop on over there right after this stream. I'm going to be turning that on. Just give me a couple minutes to get rearranged and set up, or rearrange. I just need to make sure I'm doing it right on the computer. But yeah, I will be over there, and I still think I'm waiting for that first follower. I'm not sure. Someone might be there, but starting from ground zero there, which is rough. I'm at 1,700 subs here. Thank you all so much. It's a grind, so I know what it takes, and I'm gonna put in that work to get there. So thank you guys so much for being here with me, and I hope you're having a great day. Hope you stay happy and healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.